flip the switch, start the car. Climbing car extreme. What's up guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video we've got this Austar Hobby rock crawler to unbox and review. It looks very similar to a Gmade, I think it's the R1. So I think it's a bit smaller than that, but let's get it out of the box. Let's have a look at it. Let's get it together because it is ready to run. You just have to, I think, put the wheels on. Let's get it all out, see what's what, and then we're going to take it for a run and we're going to see how good it is. Did I sound enthusiastic enough? In all fairness, it does actually look quite good, so I'm interested to see what it's like when we get out of the box. So I've had some Austar wheels and tyres in the past. I think it's pronounced Austar or Austar. I have wheels and tyres in the past. I've had their transmitters as well, and I've seen some other bits and pieces, but I've never seen a full RC from them. So this is a crawler stroke rock bouncer look. Like I've mentioned, it does look like the Gmade R1. I don't know whether it's a full clone of it. Some of you that own that R1 will be able to tell me. It's meant to come ready to run, and I think you just have to like put the wheels on and I don't know, maybe connect a few bits up. I just want to confirm it is actually the R1 and I'm not just talking a load of Gmade R1. Yeah, I was confident it was that. So these are, how much are these? Is this a kit? £319, that's around $400. So the ready to run Gmades are around $400, 300 quid. I think this comes in at about half of that. Doesn't always mean it's gonna be half as good. It might be half as bad, is that a word? Quarter as good? I don't know, who cares? Nice set of wheels and tyres, not beadlocks, they're just glued onto the rims, but they feel quite soft actually. They've got foams in there. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. I chose the green one, not because I prefer the colour green, but it just looks nice on camera. Red and green, isn't there a saying, red and green should never be seen, except on a Wednesday? 2,500 milliamp hour 2S LiPo, nice. Looks like a charger in there, some little screws and bits and they look like. There might be little covers for the wheels and a bind plug. And that is that. Right, we'll get the wheels on. The hexes and stuff are in there and the pins. So we'll get the wheels on and then we'll have a closer look. It does have bearings in there. The shocks, there's no oil in them. We'll have to take one of them off, maybe see if it's got O-rings in it, see if we can put oil in it. It'd be a shame if you can't, but I can imagine it's just come without any for transport. Anyway, let's get the wheels on. Oh, I forgot to mention, that's the transmitter. I've already got one of these. These are decent transmitters actually. These are really good. It's got a throttle limit, low, medium, high. You've got your throttle and steering reverse, and then you've got steering rate, throttle trim, steering trim, and a aux button. And a nice little foam. Nice transmitters, them. Wheels on, it looks nice, doesn't it? It's got a nice bit of clearance there. I do need to look at them shocks. Axle mounted servo. It says high torque, it doesn't really say much about that. Metal links on the front there. Let's try and have a look under there. New plug sockets are in, and that's one of the reasons I got USBs in my plug sockets, so I can plug my batteries straight in. 21st century plug sockets. So 4-link suspension underneath, metal drive shafts, like I've said, bearings all round, locked diffs. That looks like a 550 motor in there to me. There's your ESC, receiver, battery tray, gearbox in there. I'll be honest with you, there's not much on there. I've not found any instructions apart from this here. Doesn't really tell you much. Well, I mean, it looks good. Right, let's take one of them shocks off. Let's see if we can get any oil in it. I'm sure when I come over here to record this, and look, I'm sure the loudest motorbikes in the county come out just as I'm recording. So bone dry in there. It has got O-rings in there, so I think we can put a little bit of oil in, give it a go. Right, I'm gonna get some oil in the shocks. By the time I've got all the shocks done, the battery should have enough charge in. We'll throw the battery in, we'll just give it a quick bench test to see how it is, and then we're gonna take it out. So, oil in the shocks. The front, I've done probably a little bit too, I've kept the rear relatively soft, but definitely feels better now there's oil in there. Battery's got a bit of charge. Let's give it a bit of a bench. In fact, let's not give it a bench test. I've got something better than a little bench test. Let's just see. Well, let's plug it in first before we see anything. Oh, it was already switched on. I switched it off. There we go. Steering, crawling. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's the best. Not for modulation anyway. Bit noisy. Not bad. Not bad. Watch how graceful it rolls over. Nice and smooth. So it's a rock crawler. So we brought in some rocks. I mean, fancy that. I just had a quick look at the price of this. It's priced at about $150, £130. So it might be a bit more than $150. So it's a decent price, or it's relatively cheap. So the category you're going to put it in, you've got some of the cheaper RGT crawlers, which aren't like this. They're more sort of scale stuff, but this is a more of a, do you call it a comp crawler? I don't know. It's an all-out crawler, isn't it? The design of it, it's not designed for anything other than crawling. Is it any good at it though? It's not bad on this sort of stuff. These loose rocks aren't perfect. The steering's a bit sluggish. So it's pretty quick for a crawler anyway. Can almost be a rock bouncer. Whoa. So I did put some oil in the shocks. However, it's a bit of a mix and match and I rushed it a bit. So they're a bit stiff, if I'm honest with you. I reckon a little bit more shock tuning would be needed. I didn't have time. I was coming out today, so. Steering is, yeah, it's not the best. I wouldn't have thought it'd have any issues getting up here. Shouldn't do anyway. It's got enough clearance there. Plenty of yeah, look at that. Really good that. That was really good. So the ESC's got two modes. It's got like a normal mode and a soft mode. Now I swapped it to the soft one to check it, and you get forward brake reverse. And then I put it back to the normal mode, but it doesn't seem to have gone back. So I haven't got a drag brake. I've got forward brake reverse for some reason. But it did have a drag brake when I first powered it on before I started changing the little tabs on the ESC. So I might not have done it correctly. Tyres, they're nice and soft, but they just don't seem to be digging in. Maybe not enough weight. Might be to do with the shocks that I've made them a bit too stiff, but it's not bad, you know, not bad. Certainly got plenty of ground clearance for this sort of stuff. So the little up and over bit conquered last time by the new RGT, done really well. There's only a couple that have done it without any problems, the RGT being one of them. Went the hard way, no issues. This is nice and light, it might be all right. Very similar to a Capra. The Capra does well here because you need a bit of ground clearance. So far, so good. If this does it first time, I'm going to be amazed. Oh, them tyres are digging in now. I think it is the weight of it really that's... Oh, that servo's really struggling, that. Look at that. There's a bit of flex in there. Let's start it on that bit.
as much grip as I'd like on them tyres. Definitely, I think a little bit more weight. Yeah, a little bit more weight and that thing will be fine. I tell you what though, it's doing really well. Impressed. So this is the bit they usually roll up here because of how steep it is, but no issues just yet. I spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. So this is also where you really need a drag brake, but we'll manage. We'll manage with me on the throttle. I'll tell you what guys, I am impressed. This is done better than I thought it was going to do. Whoa, no drag. No drag brake, no drag brake. Let's try and do that again. I forgot. There we go. Right, I'm definitely going to give this more credit than it might look like it's got on this video, because with a drag brake that would have probably got down there fine. Oh, it's just pulling that bit of bramble as the tyre grips it. Let's get that off there. Take that off there. Should do it now. There we go. Yeah, if I had a little bit more control on the down slope, that would have been much better. But I was a little bit dubious of this when I brought it out. Servo's a bit sluggish. It's a bit flexible here as well, so even if you upgrade the servo, I'd look at maybe trying to sort something out there so it's not flexing. Suspension, do a better job than I have of tuning it, because it's a bit stiff now, so it's not got, it does flex, but it could be better. But for the price, yeah, I'd definitely say it's up there. Would I buy it? Questionable. I'd probably look at something, for me, I don't know whether I'd prefer something like the Mauler or the RGT Rock Hammer. Similar pricing. If you can put a little bit more money towards it, I would certainly recommend the new RGT that's just come out. So yeah, if you wanted something this sort of style, definitely one to look at. More information in the description. There's a link to where you can buy it. Not a bad little crawler.